Hey, what's going on YouTube? Lionel here, and give me a second. I just did that again, didn't I? When I opened the top, it fell over. Anyway, I do have a fragrance review for you. I know I've been doing a lot of unboxing, split talk. I did just do a first impression of Pure Shop, which I'm still looking at this lovely bottle. Man, this bottle is just gorgeous. The scent, top notch. Anyway, um, I do have a fragrance review for you. It comes from House of Fox Studios. I don't even know what the house is. Anyway, it is the Jack Bauer fragrance called 24 Gold. Now, Masters of Style, I think, was the first person to do a review for it. I don't even know if there's another review out there on it. So I'm going to give it a review. I have not watched Masters of Style's review in quite some time. I think I did it right before I purchased the fragrance a few months ago. So hopefully most of what he said is out of my mind, and I can do this with a clear, um, like a clear platform to start off of. Anyway, so this fragrance is hard to get information from. I would call this a gourmand. I don't know if it's as foody, but it's definitely not spicy or oriental. I would assume it's a gourmand. I'm going to put it in the category of gourmand. The other problem is it's very hard to find a true note breakdown, top base, top heart and base. Um, so I'm going to tell you what this smells like, what I think about it, and what I think you should do about it. Now, um, the initial spray. Okay, first let's talk about this. Let's talk about price point. This thing, I mean, this is only a little bit left in a because I ended up giving somebody 5 mils and somebody else 5 mils. It's only I only have maybe 10 mils left of it. I think I will buy a full bottle of it maybe next year. I really want to see what this. They have a new one coming out called Platinum, and I really want to see what that one's about before I commit to this one. But I think I may just end up buying all three. I mean, all three of them are probably worth it. The first 24, the fragrance is a bit more of a citrus, but Masters of Styles also like that one. He did give this one top marks. I ended up going in with three other guys. We ended up splitting it 4 ways. The price point was about $39 shipped, so we all paid like $10 for 25 mils. I think that's quite reasonable given today's market. So much cheaper than anything you'll find in any you know retail store. Outside of maybe Bath and Body Works. Um, and I will tell you this: this thing is probably worth 3 times as much. Um, so your initial spray. Give me a second here. Um, Here's what it smells like. Now it's on my hand. Here's what it smells like. You spray it, and immediately, if you do not like sweet fragrances, you're going to detest this because it is sweet, sweet. It's not sort of sweet. It's not kind of sweet. It is sweet, sweet. And your first spray, you're going to if you like sweet fragrances, if you like gourmandy fragrances, New Harlem. What else out there? What else do I have in my Sweet Redemption? Um, what else do I have in there? Um, you know, Shergy. I'm trying to think what I got in my collection now. That's very sweet. Those types of fragrances. It's not sweet like Amen sweet. It's sweet like Shergy sweet. So you know what? I'll put this in tobacco vanilla. So I'll put this in tobacco vanilla like side by side. It's not like Amber's. Amber Absolute is kind of an incensey sweet. This is kind of a girly sweet almost. Anyway, that's on my hand. I can get really good. I love this stuff, man. So the initial spray, that's what you're gonna get. Man, it almost has. I mean, if you've smelled Sweet Redemption, it sort of has that vibe. And I'm gonna give you a little story at the end of this. So anyway, you spray it. It's sweet, thick. can be a bit cloying. But what you're going to smell is, if you've ever went to 7-Eleven or Quick Trip or Racetrack, or I don't know what kind of gas stations you have in your area. In our area is like 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, all that. You know, if you've ever went there, or you know what, a Starbucks. You go to Starbucks, around Christmas time, and they have you know, all these different types of cappuccinos and mochas and raspberry mochas and all that kind of stuff. That's what this smells like. I promise you. The difference is, so let me give you an example. New Harlem would be Starbucks. This would be Mc, McDonald's or Quick Trip. Now, don't get me wrong. I love that stuff at Quick Trip. I mean, it tastes, close, not as natural as the stuff at Starbucks, right? I mean, you know it. So if you go and you get a mocha from 7-Eleven, you sit it down. You get a mocha from Starbucks and you sit it down. There's a difference, right? Overall, they still both give you the caffeine. They both kind of give you the sweetness. They both give you the creaminess. But there's a quality difference. The reason why is that Starbucks use quite a bit of natural stuff, milk, chocolate. All those things are a lot of natural type scent. While if you go to Starbucks or Quick Trip, you're getting, they got the powder and the hot water. I mean, there's like mix and water. I mean, are they worth what they're worth? Maybe. I mean, somebody may find Starbucks a bit unreasonable, given your income, disposable income, and may love Quick Trip. Some guys may find the Quick Trip stuff just a bit low on the quality, so they will spend extra dollars. Now, that's the difference between this and, say, a Sweet Redemption or a New Harlem or a West Side or something like that. This, it, here's why. Okay, you spray it and you're gonna get this sweetness. It's like like it's raspberry or strawberry, some kind of one of those exotic kind of berries, coffee, and cream. Like, I mean, it smells exactly like a raspberry cappuccino or frappuccino, cappuccino, mocha type stuff. Like you took a cappuccino and infused it with some raspberry, or poured raspberry syrup in it or something. That's what you get. Um, it is heavy. It is very heavy. It is very thick. And I would say anything over 4 sprays would get you. Anything, 2 sprays. I think if you're not a heavy sprayer, 2 sprays would work for you. So that bottle will probably last you twice as long as it would me. I'm a 4 sprayer on just about anything except for like Lair or something like that. Um, so it's heavy. It's heavy. It's thick. It's sweet. It's cloying. I mean, the first 15 minutes, you're going to have to get accustomed to it, especially if you overspray. If you overspray this on the first time, it's going to wear you out. It wore me out the first time. But, it dries down a little bit. Now, as it starts to dry down, as it starts to get in the heart, it starts to, it keeps, okay, it's very linear. The difference is, as it starts to dry down, it gets a bit chalky, powdery. So when you're finishing, like when you're finishing a mocha from which call, it's sweet, it's all at the bottom. This one, you're kind of going to get that chalky feel to it. So again, it's like the powder in the water versus a bunch of natural milk and all that stuff in that one. So as it gets cold, it does get a little chalky, a little powdery, a little gritty. So I would use the word gritty more. It gets a bit gritty, but it's still very linear. It doesn't change much. What you spray in the first 5 to 10 minutes, you're gonna get forever. Doesn't really change much. Doesn't evolve. Um, but it doesn't slow down either. It never gets close to the skin. I mean, I think I was 8 hours, 10 hours deep into this, and when I got home, you could still smell it. Now, so you get about 12 to 16 hours. I don't know. I took a bath and it was still on my neck. I got in the bed and my wife could still smell it. So even at 14 hours after a shower, it was still there. Number one. So longevity, superb. Projection. I went 4 sprays and I probably should have did 2 or 3. Monstrous. Amanish. I mean, it never gets close to the skin. So The projection stays for the first 8 hours. Somebody's going to smell you for the entire 8 hour, 10 hour ordeal. Wherever you are, you spray this and you walk into a club. I don't care what you're doing. When you leave, they will smell. It's okay. You know what? It's 1 million. Listen. You know how 1 million gets a bit powdery when it starts to dry down a little bit, it gets a little powdery, a little gritty, a little chalky. Exactly what this does. Exactly. Matter of fact, I would put this in a category of 1 million, but I think it smells better. So if you have 1 million and you have this, I would choose this because it has like a raspberry coffee cream brulee, while which call is kind of this strawberry vanilla. Now, don't get me wrong, I like 1 million, but if I was choosing between 1 million and this, I would choose this in a heartbeat. Now, Silage, superb. Somebody's going to smell you from way back there. I was on an elevator, got off, went in the office. Somebody came and found me and said, what are you wearing? What is that you're wearing? Compliment factor. I got about 6 compliments, and I'm not lying to you. This is probably, outside of Royal Oud, my first time wearing a Ventus, this is probably number 3 on first time compliments. I mean, the compliments were often, like, women love sweet fragrances. Women love them. If you're looking for panty droppers, I usually don't use that terminology. Wear this because women will adore it. It's ultra feminine. So what I mean by that is it's a masculine ultra feminine. So it's a masculine that any woman can pull off. Any woman. Like there, not one woman would find this scent object. Like no one would look at it and say, "Oh, I don't like that." It is perfect on a woman, great on a man. Um, Overall quality, 5 out of 5. For the price point, it is perfect. If they keep it at that price point, $40 to $45 for 100 mils, oh my freaking gosh, this thing should sell out everywhere. If you are a fragrance lover, if you love sweet gourmand fragrances, this fragrance is the #1 fragrance for you. I promise you, you will be so impressed. You'll be so blown away by it. I don't know who else. I don't know what else to say. Um, Overall, I give it a 5 out of 5. Given price point, given smell, given just the surprise factor with it, my wow factor, 5 out of 5 fragrance. If you love Gourmands, if you like sweet fragrances, go out and buy this blind. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This thing is, if I described it right, now go watch Masters of Styles, go look somewhere else. I don't know where else you can get it. It's sweet, raspberry, coffee, mocha, cream brulee, um, bit cloying, little powdery in the dry down, monster projection, monster silage, superb longevity. I love it. When I tell you I love it, I can't wait till their platinum goes out. Hopefully they'll send me a sample or I can find a sample. But I may just buy it blind because they did whoever made this did such a superb job with it. I'm blown away by it. So I'm at 13 minutes. I'm way over my time limit. I wanted to be about 10, but I really wanted to put this review out there. Raspberry cream brulee, a bit chalky. Longevity 5, projection 5, silage 5. Overall price point about $40 for 100 milliliters on Amazon. 5. Love. That's it.